Former heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson had a brief medical scare earlier today during a cross-country flight from Miami to Los Angeles. According to TMZ, paramedics had to be called on board the United Airlines flight. The 57-year-old said he was in pain and felt dizzy and nauseous 30 minutes before the plane landed at LAX. A representative for Tyson says he experienced a flare-up from an ulcer but is now recovering. Tyson is in the middle of training for his July boxing match against YouTube star Jake Paul.
What's up, Fortress Rollers? It's Manny Brandon with Manny's Fitness Fortress, the Citadel of Power. Today, we're going to talk about Mike Tyson's health scare. He said the fight is still on. All that coming up right now. Are you ready? All right, guys, welcome back to Manny's Fitness Fortress. Thanks for joining me. We're all looking forward to this Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight. So Mike Tyson recently had a health scare, and his detractors are trying to say, oh, it's an excuse, he's making it up, he's trying to back out. Paul is especially, pushing this agenda, pushing this message, saying Mike Tyson's afraid of him, all this, that, and the third. But Joe Rogan, Evander Holyfield, and a slew of other people are talking about how dangerous it is for Jake Paul to fight Mike Tyson, even in Mike Tyson's later age. At 57 years old, he still knows and executes, boxing techniques and power that he was known for, in the 80s and 90s. Joe Rogan said that animal, that beast is still in there. And basically, Jake Paul is insane to think that he has a chance of fighting or beating Mike Tyson, let alone fighting, even stepping in the ring and lasting a significant amount of rounds. We got a, article I'm going to read to you guys. It's pretty interesting. Get you up to date on what's going on with Mike Tyson and what happened on his Miami flight to LA. So check it out. For a couple of days, fans were extremely worried about Mike Tyson's health, but they were also concerned that the actual fight might be canceled. If the health scare is serious, there were risks that the fight could potentially move to a later date or be canceled altogether. But in a recent tweet from his official account, Mike Tyson finally addressed the situation and set the record straight. In fact, he even kept the banter against Jake Paul alive well with his statement. It was short but sweet. He writes, "Now feeling 100%, even though I don't need to beat Jake Paul." On his Twitter account, now feeling 100%, even though I don't need to beat Jake Paul. 12:55 p.m., 28th of May, 2024. This statement goes to show Mike Tyson only had a minor scare and he's doing well. Nobody has to worry about the fight. For now, we will keep waiting until the legendary boxer drops a new training video where he proves he is still working hard for that fight to take place and that the fight is taking place on July 20th. Getting Mike Tyson to back down from this fight might be hard to do, especially because he's a man of his word and likes to deliver on his promises. Multiple times since he started training, Tyson has stated how much pain he feels for constantly getting in shape, but that won't stop him. Fortunately, he is back at 100% and the fight is still on. All right, now this is from, we got a scene from Netflix, a little clip. It says, Team Jake or Team Mike? Choose your fighter. We're 2 months away. This is a little bit ago, live on Netflix, Saturday, July 20th. So everything looks like it's still on, guys. There was a couple other fighters that were chiming in and saying, listen, we would love to be in a substitute or a replacement if something happened where, Jake Paul and Tyson didn't fight. And Ryan Garcia was one of them. But as of right now, the fight is still on. And I want to, discuss something. People keep forgetting, and Joe Rogan brought up a really good point. George Foreman was one of the most fierce and dominating athletes of all time. In his heyday, when he fought Ali, he knocked out everybody except Ali. He knocked him around the ring like rag dolls. When he made a comeback at 40, 41 years old, that's old in boxing. Not only became the oldest heavyweight champion in boxing history, I think he acquired 2 belts, but he absolutely slaughtered the younger opponents that were in front of him during that comeback at his older age. Slaughtered them. Michael Moore, everybody leading up to Evander Holyfield. He fought Evander Holyfield, and that fight went to distance, guys. Whatever it was, 10, 12 rounds, and no one knocked anyone down. And I think Holyfield was all of 210 pounds. Foreman must have been like 260, I want to say, 250, 260, maybe 265. And Holyfield, multiple Ali have said that Foreman hit so hard, he's like one of the hardest people that ever hit them. They actually got lifted off the canvas. So Foreman destroyed all his, younger opponents that were supposed to be in better shape. On paper, should have beat him down, because on paper, at 40 years old, you don't have the speed. Foreman didn't have the speed he had when he was in his 20s and 30s, but he had even more power. It was just slower, but it didn't matter because his body was so big. He had the size in the arms, and he crossed over. He blocked his whole body. He had a great defense because his arms were so big. And don't get me wrong, all those memes and footage of you seeing him chopping trees, that actually went into a lot of his great defense and stamina. Chopping trees not only build your shoulders and arms, but they create stamina. So that thing you saw on Rocky IV when Sylvester Stallone was chopping trees, George Foreman did that. That stuff works. Joe Rogan went on to talk about how this man did this at age 40, and he was not even on, I guess, like Tyson in his prime, Ali in his prime. George Foreman wasn't on their level, but age 40, people have this thing about when you get a certain age, you can't do anything anymore, and you just disintegrate and crumble and just weary away. And that all goes into lifestyle. If you stop doing something, you lose that ability. If you stop losing something, it atrophies. If you stop using a body part, it atrophies. Your muscles, your joints, your legs, your arms. If you stop boxing, if you stop bodybuilding, if you stop running, it begins to atrophy. Your brain, if you don't use it, it atrophies. If you keep the same lifestyle, you'll descend a little bit in your ability, but you are still going to operate at a high level if your lifestyle stays the same, or even goes up and accelerates, in some cases. So all that to say this, the fight is still on so far, and there's all these other professional boxers and even MMA fighters are trying to throw their hat in the ring, saying Mike Tyson's out, I'll step in. Everybody wants that payday. They're talking about the millions of dollars that are at stake, but Mike says, don't worry about it. There's a minor scare. I'm still in, and I can't wait. So far, it's still on. So I want you guys to chime in the comments and let me know what you think. Let me know if you think Jake is going to be even close to making it competitive, where they're going to go several rounds, or if Mike Tyson's going to knock him out in the first or second round. Because Mike said this ain't going to be like the Roy Jr. exhibition bout. That's the word I'm looking for. There's no law saying that he can't hit him in the head. Mike Tyson's not going to be running. He's not going to be pulling punches. It's going to be an all-out fight. No, diminished glove sizes, no headgear, none of that nonsense that you heard about. So anytime Netflix puts their hat in the ring, Netflix is paying for something, it's not going to be no bull BS. It's legitimate. So let me know what you guys think. If you actually thought Mike Tyson had a real health scare, or you thought that he would back out, or if you really believe that he's a man of integrity, and even if he was really sick, he would still go through it and not cancel the fight date, which I believe is going to happen. I think it's going to show up, and I think it's going to show out. I think Mike Tyson is going to turn up and turn out, knock jokers out. Thanks for watching. Tap all the links in the description. Check out my Instagram as well at Manny's Fitness Fortress. My YouTube here. Also subscribe, like, and share, guys, because we have sports, fitness, nutrition, and wellness on this channel every week. Love you guys. See you in the next video. Are you ready? Peace.